Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I want to share with you some information about a recent addition that I got for the shop. So it was about maybe 2-3 years ago, I think it was about 3 years ago, I attended John Saunders' open house event. There at the event, there was a company there called FlexArm, and they were demoing their tapping arms. So I walked up, I got to demo it and started tapping some holes, and I was pretty impressed. I mean, actually blown away at how easy you could tap a hole. I mean, zoop, zoop, instantaneously. Now I think a lot of you guys out there are tapping holes on your milling machine or even by hand, and we know how long that takes. For me, when I started to use this, I immediately thought of all the different applications that I could use one of these, with my shop. I do a lot of reorders, and a lot of the parts that I do, I make 50, 100, sometimes 200 parts, a lot of them having tapped holes. So it was a no-brainer for me, and I just started thinking I need to get one of these tapping arms. One of the benefits to having something like this is you could keep your milling machine, you could keep your milling machine set up, and you don't have to break it down and then go and set up for tapping. And me being a small shop with only one mill, time is of the essence, setup time, all that. So needless to say, this was something on my to get list. And the time was right last year, actually, later in the year, in 2019. So I got in touch with the guys over at FlexArm, and I set up an order for one of their smaller tapping arms, arranged all the details, and because they're in the neighboring state, they're in Wapakoneta, I hope I said that right, Wapakoneta, Ohio. So it was pretty much a doable drive. So I can go over there. The plan was to go over there and pick it up myself. They invited me in to do a shop tour and to even sit down and have one of their fireside chats to talk about my YouTube channel. I was absolutely blown away. I was humbled by it, and it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. We went out to dinner. I got a tour of the shop. The people were very hospitable, very welcoming. I got to attend one of their Friday morning kind of team meetings. I got to sit and observe, and it was cool. I met the owner of the company, Nick Kennedy, busy guy. He stopped, he took time to sit, talk with me. We were talking about my channel and stuff like that, and about his new shop and the new building. It's just an incredible experience altogether. So this video is going to be my shop tour, and the second video is going to be me showing my FlexArm. It's all set up. I'm going to be demoing it, explaining some of the features, tapping some holes, and doing a side-by-side comparison against my milling machine, the old way I used to do it, versus using the FlexArm. So let's get right into it, and I'll show you the shop tour now. I have a link down in the description to the fireside chat, so you could check that out, and let's get to it.
So yeah, this is the real...
Lead and I will follow, my friend.
This is the real, raw, uncut, bounceable...
Yep. Hold on, I'm going to give a panorama of this incredible facility.
Make sure you mention everybody's in a sales meeting so they don't think that everybody works here.
Everybody's in a sales meeting right now, like Steve said, so it doesn't look like nobody's doing anything.
We actually do have employees. So this is the inside. This is the admin side. This is the ping pong tables, the foosball table, the motocross track that you didn't see last night. It's finally daylight outside. This is the track that we ride at. It's kind of the culture that we're creating in here. We're a younger group of people in this company. It's a 35-year-old company, but we're on version 2.0 right now.
Does FlexArm sponsor a buy your own dirt bike and bring it to work program?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Because I know I would buy a dirt bike just to utilize that track out there.
So yeah, we got guys that
is cool.
Lunch break sometimes, we're gearing up and we're heading out to the track and we make a couple laps. Ping pong tables are always always hot and heavy.
Foosball.
Foosball table doesn't get much play. We need to bring that back.
Christmas last year.
Yeah, we need to bring that back. We had a little tournament for Christmas. So this is more of the admin side, the engineering, the service side.
This is where you develop new stuff, new technologies.
Correct, yeah. So our programmers are in here. Brian Dooling, our phenomenal service manager that we have.
Hello, Brian. Hope you don't mind being on camera.
Oh yeah.
Cameron loves Brian too.
All right.
And then
This is the happy place.
this is the happy place.
Wow.
So we'll hang a right, walk into the machine shop, and this is where we support the manufacturing of FlexArm tapping arms, FlexArm ergonomic solutions, and everything related to that. So as you can see, we're a pretty big Haas company. We like the Haas machines, we like the support, we like the ingenuity Haas has, and we support those guys.
Wow.
When Nick's grandfather started the company in 1984, started the actual FlexArm, he had been a machinist, he had been a fabricator, he had been everything prior to. So he developed the FlexArm basically out of necessity. He needed a solution to help himself tap holes because everything was manual machining. He had bridge ports, he had lathes, he had this, he had that, and he wanted to take it all off of that and have a dedicated tapping arm.
So you have any manual machines?
So we do have some manual machines. So getting outside of the new, latest, and greatest of Haas, we still utilize. Sorry, I'm walking fast.
No, I'm lingering. I'm just I'm like a kid in a candy store.
So we do still have manual machines.
Oh,
Nathan
look at
over
that.
there working on the LeBlanc right now. So we actually use these things. We take the younger guys, and we want the younger guys to work on these.
Yeah.
We don't want them to be, you know, a slave to modern technology because, God forbid, something happens to modern technology and nobody's going to know the true art of machining anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where these guys come into play.
After all, the CNC is just a tool
Correct.
to machine, and you have to know how to machine.
I think they like it. I think they like playing with them.
Wow. He needed two hands to move that tailstock. Got claws and drill press. We got a Powermatic. And a very, very long lathe. That's pretty cool. What are you making?
I'm sanding them down so I can get a 1-inch bearing on them, and then I gotta bend them. They get part manipulated, put on the
Nice.
So that's going to be our part right there. So that's going to be a rotational arm for. Couldn't be louder. Coming out of that trash can.
Hey, it's business.
So this is going to be the rotational arm that is used with our B19 arm with a gimbal, which we've got one set up over here somewhere. We'll air it up.
All right.
The finished product on it. So that takes you through our machining side.
Bridge port.
Chris is down here on the saw. So we do bring raw stock in. We do cut all of our own material. We do our own machining when it comes down to it. Like our castings for the angles, all of our castings are outsourced. We do have them cast local in Ohio.
Really?
So yeah, all the castings come in local in Ohio.
Wow.
We bring them in, we take them over to the shop itself, and that's where we start doing the machining on the castings. Then we send those guys out, have them powder coated, and that is the rear angle of an S36 M60 style.
That is old school,
Yeah.
like sourcing local, keeping the jobs here.
These guys. I wanna
Look at
call the
that.
name out.
Wooden crates with
Oh.
castings. I love it.
Sand cast castings out of, I can't pronounce it, Ohio.
We'll give them a quick shout.
So then over to Chris on the saw. Chris gets a lot of our raw stock over here. He gets the drawings in. He makes the cut, does a quick deburr on it, and then it goes down the line of production.
Nice. It all has to start from somewhere. Right from the raw materials. Look at that. The material rack we got here. Big chunks of aluminum. Some steel. That's all the miscellaneous cutoffs down there.
And keep in mind, you know, we just moved into this building not too long ago, so
Right.
we're getting our raw material area build up as much as we can, and we're learning every day.
Yeah.
You know, something new, something more helpful, an efficiency every single day. We're learning something new.
The building will start absorbing all the different nooks and, into its nooks and crannies where everything is going to go.
We're going to make a quick left here. We'll walk through shipping and receiving. So you see, my favorite part about the FlexArm side of things is the sub-assemblies that we have built. So our claim to fame is that 2 to 3 day lead time on our arms.
Okay.
We want to make sure that when a customer calls in, they say, hey, I want to purchase your guys' solution. We're not giving them a crazy lead time on there. So we build all of our sub-assemblies. Sub-assemblies are built in-house. We get them ready to go. We actually built all of the I-beams that these things sit on, and we did that with my product line, the Flex CNC.
Yes, which we're going to go take a look at, right?
So cruising through here where you see the sub-assemblies, the assembly station.
You guys are using your own stuff.
Correct. We use our own stuff to make our own stuff, which is kind of cool. Tim is one of my favorite people. He's our repair technician. Timmy does all of our repairs on the FlexArm.
Hello, Tim. How are you? Not too bad. You don't mind being on the camera, right?
Amber loves Tim too. Look at him.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man. So Tim does all of our repairs. So we service everything that we sell.
Yeah.
When it goes out to a customer, anything happens over time, it's a machine. Machines break down. Machines wear out. They need preventative maintenance. So Tim's the guy that they send it into, and he takes care of all the repairs, turns it around.
And make the customer happy.
So if I call up and I'm like, I have one, this bolt is wrong, you're the guy who I can speak to because you built it.
I don't speak to the customer, but I get all this information from these guys.
Yeah.
And I go from there, and I put it back together and send it back.
Yeah, we don't
Awesome.
let Tim talk to people.
Yeah, we don't want nobody. Yeah.
All right, well, you guys got an exclusive. There's Tim.
There's Tim, everybody. There you go. Hi.
Nice meeting you, man.
Thanks, man. It's like Santa Claus, you know? Nobody sees Tim. So this is our assembly station over here, so we'll kind of make a hook around. So we got Tom and Jeff, our 2 assembly technicians. You see a couple sub-assemblies that they build over here. Tom's been with the company, I think, longer than anybody out here as far as the assembly technicians are concerned.
Hello, Tom. Nice to meet you.
He absolutely is awesome when it comes to building these arms.
Look at that, all stock parts being assembled.
Step through here, see the parts that we've done in-house, that we've got ready to go. From the motor mounts themselves to the side plates, all those things get machined here in-house, get tumbled here in-house, and then end up making the actual arm itself.
Yeah, I like the finish on that.
That tumbler's older than you and I put together.
Really?
Yeah.
And we established I'm pretty old.
Yes, correct.
Am I the oldest guy in this place?
No. So that arm that Nathan was working on over there, this is the actual finished product of it. So when we air this product up here, there's a pneumatic cylinder in here that actually counterbalances the grinder itself. Gosh, I wish I had an air line. So regulated on there so you can change the counterbalance that it has on there. And what it does is this gimbal gives full 360-degree rotation for the operator. So he can run that grinder across the table, run that grinder overhead if need be, wherever, to reduce that fatigue, reduce work-related injuries, anything along those lines.
The grinder jumping out of your hand?
And the grinder jumping out of your hand.
Yeah, that is really
this
cool.
thing weighs 15 pounds. 12 to 15 pounds doesn't seem like a lot until you got an 8-10 hour day that you're operating this thing. Even these small guys, you know, this is one that actually goes in same way. So it'll pop in here, it'll rotate around, and it's just a little die grinder.
How many different tools does your arms hold?
It's unlimited. We've yet to find a tool that we can't incorporate in unless we start getting into 200, 300, 400 pound tools.
Gotcha.
At that point, that's where we kind of step back. There's other guys out there that they get into these really big 10,000 foot-pounds of torque applications. We stop at 60 pounds, we stop at 800 foot-pounds of torque. That's where we end it. But we've done everything from jackhammers to literally
Jackhammers.
construction jackhammers.
Wow.
Air rammers for castings, grinders, assembly tools. We did one guy that had this with automatic screw feed system in it. It looked like it had a mohawk running across the top, and he built cat furniture.
Cat furniture.
Feline furniture. He built, you know, the cat houses
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can buy at Lowe's or Walmart or wherever. He built the mansions of these things and did celebrity cat houses that were $10,000 to $50,000 for these cat houses.
My God.
Yeah, I wish I remembered the company name because I'd give them a plug. That was the weirdest deal that we ever had.
Yeah, this is neat, man. This is really neat.
You know, that's where we want to separate ourselves. If we want to get into, you know, things like this is something that we talked about this morning, and we're gonna, since we're going raw on this, this is one of the part manipulators that we're doing. Company does blow molding injection for fuel tanks. Fuel tanks for the automotive industry, fuel tanks for the marina industry, and these things weigh, I think, 50 pounds a piece. Yeah, they're 40, 50 pounds per tank.
What tank does this go to? Do you know?
I don't know exactly what this one goes to,
But it's big.
it's a big fuel tank, and the operator's taking this thing out of the blow mold, and when he's taking it out of there, he's knocking the flashing off, and then he's turning around, putting it on a rack. It weighs 40, 50 pounds, and the rack's 6 foot deep, so he's pushing that thing in. So what we did was got this thing squared away to where we can actually lift this. I'm not going to operate it because I am not the ergonomics guy, and I'm going to make a fool out of myself on camera. So I'm just going to show you what it does and why it does it. But the vacuum end effector is universal, so it can lift multiple different tanks and lift it up, move it around. See how easy it will lift.
Oh, wow.
Move it into location, drop it down, and then cut the air off.
Almost seems like you could like lift a windshield or...
Correct, yeah. So those are the fun things that we get into on the engineering side. We do all of our own engineering in-house. We do all of our own problem solving. We manufacture the parts for it, obviously. The vacuum end effector we don't make. There's companies out there that make those things, and they do a really good job at it.
And all the parts, all locally sourced. This is cool. Very cool. And very big. I couldn't even fit this in my shop right now.
Yeah.
So there goes getting one of those.
Expansion is always on the verge. So another cool company that we work with out of Columbus, Ohio, is Ready Robotics. Ready Robotics is a robotic integrator that they've designed their own user interface that is the simplest user interface with robotics I've ever seen in my life. The way that they got to start with us is they ended up buying one of our small A32 tapping arms, the same one that you're going to eventually get. They bought one of those, and they actually had the robot, put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there. They bought the robot to operate the tapping arm. So these guys, and the reason that they did that is these guys, the way that the joints are made in them, they can't react to torque. So as soon as you throw torque at them, they start to break down and they wear down over time.
Yeah, yeah.
Our arm is designed to react to torque 100%. So the robot comes over, works as a cobot, grabs the arm, taps the hole, brings it back, moves the part.
Wow, so this actually replaces the human.
Correct, yeah.
Does this work now?
It works with the human. It does. We're doing a little R&D on it for a different style arm. And
Gotcha.
We're going to do a little playing with it. So.
Yeah.
Cool company to partner with. The guys at Ready Robotics are absolutely awesome. And again, another Ohio company. So.
Cool, very cool. I like the theme of keeping everything local. Not only keeping it in the United States, but keeping it now local even.
We keep it within a day drive. You know, that's the fastest way that we can get things done. It's the fastest way that we can source quick parts and control the quality, control the lead time. And it's just nice to have that network of people that you know, you can source a part from, and at the same rate on a Friday, you can go out and grab dinner and have a beer. And
yeah.
take your wife and kids with their wife and kids, and you're all friends. And that's what we're trying to bring this community of manufacturers together, especially us young guys. We're trying to bring us young guys together and give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to say that, but at the same rate,
it's real.
You want to say we give a shit. We care about manufacturing. We care about the future, and bringing these younger guys in.
It is absolutely apparent.
Yeah.
And that is no fluff, because you walk through here and you can feel the passion.
It's fun, man.
Which is incredible, and it's been lacking for so long.
Right.
And this is a message to all the young kids out there. There is money on the table to be made. There is careers. Mm-hmm. There is just an absolute rock solid future out there.
It's all right to build cool shit with your hands. Don't
Yes.
let anybody tell you it's not, because it's okay. Did you get that, Isaac?
Say it again.
Did you get that, Isaac?
It's all right to build cool shit with your hands. Dirty hands, clean money. So this is my baby, the Flex CNC. The Flex CNC is the large open bed CNC vertical machining center that we brought to the market in 2017.
Now, I have to tell everybody what this is from the I've never seen it perspective.
Right.
This is a CNC machine that just moves along, what is this, a 30-footer?
20 foot.
20 foot, but you know,
bed.
the x-axis in essence is 30 feet long.
Correct.
So I'm not a CNC expert yet, but this tells me that you could either put like a car chassis on here or some kind of a long piece of stock, or you could get a million Kurt Weisses and put them all over here and have this thing just running parts. Would that be a
sub-assemblies? That's exactly right. I mean, this is our standard product offering at 20 foot by 4 foot. We go up to 10 foot by 80 feet, so 800 square feet of machine space on here. That, you know, we saw that, you heard it this morning in our morning meeting.
Yeah.
Bridging. We saw a void in the market in between like a Haas VF12 and a bridge mill or a gigantic gantry mill. You know, Haas VF12 is X amount of dollars. This bridge mill is 1.5 to $2 million. Well, there's this huge void in the market. So we're like, why don't we make this gantry CNC machine that kind of bridges that gap? This machine right here, the way that it sits, I think it's $350,000 delivered, installed, and trained all the way across the board.
Now, would you say that the gap that you're bridging with this has the most industry? Like a bell curve, right? You know?
Yeah, correct. But it's a very niche product.
Mm-hmm.
So Haas is selling 1,200 machines a month worldwide. We're selling 4 machines a month, you know, nationally, or we'll call it North America. But that's the market that we want to fit into. We don't want to be Haas. We don't want to be crazy. We don't want to be big. What are you guys laughing at? We don't want to be crazy. We don't want to be, you know, selling 1,200 machines a month. We can't support it. We have 40 employees. Good God, we sold 1,200 machines a month.
You guys are working overtime.
Yes, you're going to start being a technician, Tiffany. But that's the market that we want to fit into, is that niche market for that niche product. You know, we're getting steel suppliers, Benjamin Steel, Olympic Steel, these guys, Chatham Steel, that are actually steel suppliers calling us up saying, I want to add value-added solutions. Some of my customers don't have the capability to machine this 4 foot by 8 foot sheet, but they want this thing to have holes in it. And they're asking us, can we do it? That's where our machine comes in.
Yeah.
You know, customers that are doing long tubes, header tubes for the steam industry, heat exchanger plates, tube sheets. I mean, we've done them all. The guys yesterday were in here with JLG boom lifts. So it's basically a side panel that's 5.5 feet in width and 18 feet in length. It gets helical milling on it. It gets tapped holes. It gets drilled holes. It gets slots. Well, right now they're doing it on this gigantic horizontal that takes 2 hours to set up when they could just drop it on here, pull a location, and it's done. And the setup's 15, 20 minutes versus 2 hours.
Very impressive. What is this piece over here?
So this is the 4th axis. So we've got an optional, because it's a 3-axis VMC, X,
Right.
Y, and Z. So this is our A axis. So 4th axis rotary for tube and pipe, for 2-side, 3-side, 4-side drilling, milling, slotting, whatever it comes down to. So we'd put a tailstock, just a manual tailstock on the end, and we would run that thing, and it would index in the area needed.
Crazy. Got a big eyelet there because it probably weighs 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, so the 4th axis down here on this machine is where you really get to see it. And this is a company that they own our machine. We've done some work with them on fixturing, trying to help these guys out. And what they're doing is they're making weight lifting equipment, Nautilus equipment. So when you walk up to the, I don't know if it's a Smith machine or what it is, but say we're working on triceps, we're doing some pull downs, and we're gonna pin the weight plates of where we wanna be, right? You're gonna be doing like 210, I'm gonna probably be doing about 60 pounds. So these are the
Double that.
FlexArm. 210 or 60. So these are the actual weight plates that are on that machine that you're pinning. So
these are the things that get slapped down by those people in the gym that you want
that
to
let go and
and grunt and
yeah.
Oh, this is cool. Look at that.
So this is a fixture that we did with the 4th axis that throws 3 of these plates per side. So total, you've got 12 plates that you can machine at one time in a single setup.
And there's the 2 rods, right? The carrying rods, and then this is where the cable goes through.
Correct. And that's exactly what it is. So they're drilling out and then they're popping off. Pretty simple, but at the same rate, man, pretty cool.
What's neat about it is, you're seeing a real life application that most people know exactly, what that part is.
But have no idea how this part's actually manufactured.
This is a how it's made moment right here. Total how it's made.
So yeah, this is the CNC side. And like I said, it's a new product line for us. It's a new product line in the market, and it has been the funnest, coolest headache we've ever had in our lives, because we're starting to see that traction come out of it, and the hard work that we put into it, the blood, sweat, and tears, the nights that I was away from my wife, honey, I'm sorry, I love you. It's all paying off now, and it's getting to that point where we're really seeing the future, and we're seeing that finish line, but we know that finish line is going to keep moving. You got to keep running.
As it should.
You have to. Once you cross that line, then what? It's like winning the Super Bowl.
Complacency sets in, and we don't want that.
We'll never finish. We'll keep moving. We'll keep going, and that's just who we are as a company. So that is basically it for the shop. The one thing that we didn't show you is our super nice gym that we have upstairs.
Yeah, let's go. Come on,
okay.
let's go. We got to see that.
So, another local Ohio company, customer of ours, and all around just badass company is Rogue Fitness. Rogue Fitness is the industry leader in CrossFit. We watched that company go from this little bitty kind of warehouse cobbled together, spray painted Rogue Fitness on the door of this blue building. And Bill, if you're watching, watching what these guys did at Rogue Fitness and the success that they've had has been so inspiring, because it's such a cool company. Yeah, we'll cruise up. Such a cool company because they're a customer of ours. Like I said, they're, again, a local Ohio company. They're an hour and a half down the road from us, and we just love their equipment, man. They do some cool stuff. So we got a trainer that comes up here 5 days a week at 6 a.m. Training is open to every employee that we have, so we come in here at 6 a.m. and hit the gym pretty hard. She is 5'2", about 140 pounds, and beats the ever-living hell out of us.
Kettlebells.
I hate them. So, Rogue, being as cool as Rogue is, so they labeled all of our bars that we have, which, that just makes me happy. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Flex CNC.
And then probably the coolest view, in my opinion, is the Garrison flag that we have hanging up. It just defines who we are as a company, where we're going in the future, and we love our country.
And everybody out there watching this does as well. Look at that. you'll notice this is the cleanest floor I've ever seen in my life. It is cleaned, right, with a Zamboni?
It is. We got a little Zamboni that sits out there, and Chris, the guy that was on the saw, every day at 3:30 hops on that Zamboni and takes a pass around the shop, takes a lap. I think he's trying to set lap times. Chris is a race car driver. Honest to God, he races go-karts, his whole family, and I'm pretty sure he times himself on that Zamboni and tries to beat his lap time every day because he runs it like a racetrack, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's us as a company. I mean,
fantastic.
in a nutshell, that's the Nickel Tour. That's who we are.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next video where I demo the whole FlexArm and show you all its features.